orchard that we planted. We planted a bunch of fruit trees and some nut trees as well. And we just kind of went for it. We didn't try to overthink it. We just went to the nursery, picked out things that we thought would be good to grow. And I think we planted about 12 different trees in here, maybe 13. We planted 13 trees and 2 bushes in here. Did you count the elderberry in that? Okay, so I will show you everything that we have growing and chat with you guys about it. So this is a miniature nectarine. And this one says it is a delicious yellow freestone nectarine from a tree that reaches only 5 to 6 feet. Large, red-skinned fruit with rich, tangy nectarine flavor. The compact, close-noted growth affords a spectacular flower display in spring. Branches completely covered with bright pink blossoms. And I will tell you, it did have pink blossoms on it when we bought it, and it was absolutely beautiful. It says Nectaplum nectazy, or on Nemagard potted, miniature nectaplum. We've got this one here and here. We've got 2 of the same thing here, and they're growing beautifully. They look awesome, and I'm very, very happy to see how these grow. Then we've got 2 Honeycrisp apples here, and we have another Honeycrisp apple in the front of our property. It is an espaliered one. Hi, baby.
I trimmed some branches off of our Honeycrisp apples when we first got them and like threw them in a bucket of dirt. Threw them on top of it with that. It had like another plum tree in it, and they rooted. So
we trimmed these off also because we wanted a leader branch, and it looked like it had 2 leader branches and we only wanted 1. So that would be like the main branch that you see on a tree, or the main like stem of the tree that gets taller. We only wanted 1.
Is the 1 leader, and then this one is the leader of this. You can tell it's usually the tallest one in the center, but it doesn't always have to be. Like this one could be if you cut this one and this one.
And what's the benefit of having only 1 leader?
Like it doesn't. It's just a different style of growing.
It's just a different style of.
The center leader is just different. So sometimes, like some trees do better if you cut the center branch out and then have it grow kind of in a goblet.
Yes, I am your mommy.
Yep. Have it kind of grow like in a goblet shape. That way it gets more airflow. That might be better for people who live like, well, where we are. We get a ton of rain. We got mostly Honeycrisp right now. Those are our favorite type of apple. We're not too sure how they'll do here. This is all gonna be like a big experiment. We want like Granny Smith, Honeycrisp, Fuji. Those are probably like our main ones that we like. So we'll just see how they all do, and then we might have to adjust it if these ones like aren't growing as well as they should. This apple tree in the back, which I completely tipped over and was gonna pull out of the ground. Well, I pretty much did pull it out of the ground. It's doing fine. We tipped it back up. I thought it was a crabapple tree, and it turns out it's like a legit apple tree that I think are Granny Smith. So yeah, we'll see how that does this year. Like we had a year where it was literally like laying on the ground where that branch is, and so it's back to life. So it's a Honeycrisp apple, sweet, exceptionally crisp and juicy fruit, ripens in late September to early October. Stores well up to 5 months, explosive crispness. This is just the best apple. We love it. Full sun. I think all of the trees except for the hazelnut and the I think the elderberry even does best in full sun, but we didn't do a soil conditioner. We probably should have, just because this is like sandy clay soil. We did add a little bit of charcoal that I made, like a little bit of biochar in there, and some compost that we mixed in. These were all bare root trees, so I guess we'll see how they do. If we need to like amend the soil later, we will. But I mean, you can see that trees grow here, right? Like I'm pretty sure we'll be fine with that. Yeah, this one is our frost peach. We might end up cutting some of those center branches out because peaches apparently do better when they're like more of that goblet shape and not with a central leader. Apples, I think, like central leader grow style, and these ones do better with like more airflow and more sun reaching all of the parts of the tree. Otherwise they'll kind of get diseased.
This says medium to large fruit with high quality yellow freestone flesh, great for eating fresh, self-fertile tree, ripens in mid-August, resistant to leaf curl disease.
Yep, which we want everything that we are trying to get is everything that we're trying to get. We're trying to get it in like a disease, the most disease resistant varieties, because it's just, we don't get very much sun like all year round. We're kind of in a partial shady, partial sunny spot for our orchard right now. Like the trees do all right, but they definitely do have like apple scab and some other stuff, like the ones that were here. Yeah, we're just gonna see how this spot works out.
Yeah, and this is the same thing. This one is a hardy red nectarine. So this says, wonderful medium-sized, predominantly red fruit with a slight golden blush. Excellent texture and flavor. Good for canning or eating fresh. It is a self-fertile variety, ripens in August, best for the Northwest. This one's gonna get 12 to 15 feet tall and wide. So we've got the, yes, I'm talking though, Bubba.
There we go.
Sure.
Doing a little shake test on it, aren't we?
Pato de mono?
Dang.
Apple. That is a peach. Can you say peach?
That's a nectarine.
Very good! Peach. Hey.
You're both wrong.
He's one. Peach. High five.
Cute. Yeah.
So this one says here, yeah, it's gonna get 12 to 15 foot wide and tall. I will say,
No.
gentle. If some of these trees, if they get the size that they say they're gonna get, they're gonna be way too big, so we're gonna have to kind of keep them more dwarf sized.
Yeah.
You guys are just gonna have to deal with the toddler noises. It's life now. So this is also a Harco nectarine here, and it's looking good. I mean, it's looking good. Everything's got a really great growth so far. I just hope we can avoid disease. That would be really great. So over here we've got a dwarf glacier cherry, and this one says it already has what? Leaf curl? You kidding me? It's supposed to not. Oh, cool. It says it already has leaf curl, so that's really good. This one says here, it is a vigorous, self-fertile tree that produces large, dark reddish black cherries. Excellent choice for eating fresh or using for baking. This gets 8 to 10 feet tall and 10 feet wide, so humongous. And then this one is the same variety, so. Are you okay, baby? You hungry? Is it bee? He calls all bugs bees. So Zach just let me know that the Harco nectarine has leaf curl, and this is brand new, so this sucks. So we're gonna have to spray a either copper or sulfur-based fungicide on it, and that I'm not super excited about, but you can see here. Ugh, sucks. Well, this is gardening. And it's on both of the Harco nectarines. And we didn't notice this, but it says here, proven to be the most reliable nectarine tested at a research station, flavorful reddish fruit, spray for leaf curl. Cool. And then you can see this little stick here and this little stick here. Those are both elderberry. We have them that grow native here, but they're the different kind of elderberry, and they're not nearly as edible and like delicious. So we wanted to grow these. They're not looking great, but you know, you do what you can. So we're just hoping that they figure it out. This is a Jefferson Filbert, and it's a new variety from Oregon State University, Eastern Filbert. It's blight immune, compact tree, yields bigger crops of large tasty nuts, pollinate with theta or yamhill hardy, likes sun, grows 12 feet. So this is a Jefferson Filbert, or also known as a hazelnut. Filberts and hazelnuts are the same thing. I didn't know that when I was a kid, and I learned that recently. Like, I don't know why they have two names, but they do. This is the same thing, I believe. Okay, so this one is an ETA Filbert, and it says here, produces good crops of delicious, richly flavored, medium-sized nuts resistant to Eastern Filbert blight. Pollinate with Gamma, Theta, or Jefferson. So we've got both of those. But all of these are gonna get, you know, huge. They all look pretty good, other than the leaf curl, which sounds like it's a common problem. And my dad actually got us this, and it's looking really good. This is also a hazelnut tree. My dad bought us this as a gift after our hazelnut tree fell in the winter. So it's looking pretty good, and that'll be an amazing amount of hazelnuts, and we can roast them up and make hazelnut spreads. And That, my friends, is the orchard. It is not a ton, but it is a good start for us. I'm feeling really excited about it. I'm really not stoked about the leaf curl. That's very frustrating. Look at that. Other than that, though, I'm really happy with the way that everything is looking. It's growing really well. The plants look like they are thriving and that this location is going to do well for them. This area before was just grass. We need to figure out something for the ground. It is not going to stay like this. We're probably going to put some sort of wood chip in. I might do some kind of like either cedar wood chips or bark mulch or something. If you guys have any suggestions, please let us know. But this is the orchard. It's pretty simple and I'm very excited about it. So out of here, again, we are going to have nectarines in multiple varieties, peaches, cherry, apple, hazelnut, and elderberry, which is very exciting. We are going to be planting some more trees as well. We also bought a black walnut tree. We planted it up on the hill. It got damaged on the way here from the nursery. So we are thinking that we're going to maybe have to get another one. The top of it got damaged, which is like where it grows, you know, plants kind of grow out of that like leader branch, and the top of it got like windburned. So we're not sure what's going to happen with that. But either way, by the way, if you didn't watch our last video or one of our last videos, I'm not sure when these are going up, this is a temporary fence. So if it looks crappy, that's because it is. We had a herd of about 50 elk come through, and it was literally right after we had planted all of these trees with no fence around it. And they had already annihilated the weeping willow tree that we put out. They ate the cambium layer off of the tree, which is like the outer, it's like the outer layer of the tree. Like if they eat all of that, it kills the tree. So we didn't want to have all of these die. So we went to a local store near us. We bought 12-foot T-posts. We drove those in. And when I say we, Zack did it. Zack did all of it. He's seriously incredible. He came out here in a day and put up this entire fence around the orchard. And we had to buy this elk netting as well. And it's so, like, they only had, I think they only had 7 or 8 T-posts available. So that's why it looks like this. We would have bought more. We probably would have bought like 20 of them and then had them closer together to where the fence could be like not like falling over and really weak, but they literally didn't have any more T-posts. So that's why it looks like this, but it's fine. It does the job and it has kept out all of the elk, deer, and rabbits to this point. So that's really, really positive. And we are working currently on the fence that you see behind me. It's the rustic garden fence that we are building right now out of the hazelnut tree that fell. So we're getting use out of everything. It's just slow go, you know. It's really hard with a toddler, as you could hear before, to get anything done in like any decent chunks of time, especially with nobody to watch him and no help. We are working on building like this really cute, super hobbity, twisty, twirly, curly, branchy fence around the entire garden, including the orchard, so that we don't have to have them separated at all. But you know, it's just time, something we don't have a lot of, but we're working on it. We're doing our best. And yeah, I wanted to show you guys the orchard today, and I hope it was fun to look at. I can give you guys a more in-depth tour or keep doing them as the season goes and progresses, so you guys can see how things are going. Everything's holding up. I will show you an up close of that tree that we had knocked over. You guys, it was crazy because I didn't even know it was possible for it to come back. But basically, Zack took this entire tree, he rigged up a pulley system, and he pulled this apple tree down because we were under the impression, based on the apples that it was growing, that it was a crab apple tree. I know crab apples can be useful for a lot of things. However, they were just, they were gross. We tried them, we tried figuring out, we were just like, you know what, this tree is in the way and it has apple scab and everything. So we were like, let's just take it down and put something in its place that we want. So Zack pulled it halfway out. The roots remained for half of the tree in the ground. In that time, Zack also cut a bunch of branches off of it to make the wattled compost bin that you guys have seen in our videos before. We use the apple branches to wattle, to make a wattle fence basically, but for the compost bin. And because he did that, it was essentially like he was pruning the apple tree, but also because it was only halfway rooted, it used all of its energy to produce apples while halfway rooted and then pruned. And we saw in that moment that not only was it not crab apples, but the apples were huge, they lacked apple scab, and they were delicious. My dad made an apple pie out of it, And it was so, so, so good. And we were just like devastated. We were like, oh dog, we're so stupid for pulling this tree down. So when the contractor came out to level out the garden, I was like, you have a tractor. Is there any way you can like push it back up? And we came home and he had put it back in the ground. And look at it. Look at this tree. So there are only blossoms on about half of it. And this was the half that was like growing after it was growing in the ground. And so the other side is just recovering, but it still has leaves. And I feel that this tree is going to do just fine. I mean, and honestly, it looks so much healthier after we did that big pruning. We cut off all of the water suckers from the top of the apple tree, which if you don't know what a water sucker is, I will try to show you. So this is another apple tree we have here on the property, and this one is not looking so good. A bear climbed up this one 2 years ago or last year, broke the whole top of the apple tree off, and it's just a mess. So we'll see what happens with this one, but this is also an apple and we're not sure what it is. A water sucker basically looks like, I'm gonna insert a picture here of what it looks like when there are water suckers on a tree, but basically they grow straight up from an apple tree and they just steal a ton of the energy into growing a bigger tree. And we trimmed all of those off to make the wattle fence, which you can actually see right there. And it made the tree just so much healthier and more beautiful. We wanted this tree to be in the orchard with everything else, but I just don't see it being possible with the angle of it and the size of the tree. We were gonna kind of make the fence like go out and then back, but I actually think we're gonna just have the fence go kind of in the position that it's in, and then it'll be all branchy and cute, and then this will sit outside of it, and then I'll landscape around the bottom of it to make it really pretty and make this area a lot less, you know, sticks. It's a work in progress, but this is basically what the orchard looks like from the outside. And then of course, here's the garden that we showed you guys in a recent video, which I'll be doing a video about here soon. Well, both of us will. We have some things planted in it right now and a ton of mushrooms growing in it. Do you see those? They're like these little cuppy, disgusting looking mushrooms. I love mushrooms, but there's something trypophobic about that for me. And yeah, they're growing in all of the beds. You can see this is pure chicken compost. It's obviously got some like mulchiness to it as well and some woodiness, but yeah, it's chicken compost that we got delivered, and so it's fertile, I'll tell you that much. We're planting directly into it because we're doing no dig gardening like Charles Dowding, and this is our first time ever doing this method, but I'll talk to you guys about that in an upcoming video. And yeah, we are gonna show you guys us building this. It might take a few videos because it's taking a long time to really get this thing up, but it's gonna be really cute and super hobbity when it goes in, and I'm really excited about just the process of it. I think it's gonna be really cool. So I hope you guys like watching this video, and I hope you guys are excited for future videos. So sorry that we took so long away. You know, it is what it is, but if you guys are interested, if you did not see, we uploaded a YouTube video talking about where we've been and everything that's happened over the last year on our property. We have done so many things. It has not been slow here. It has been a very, very busy time, and it's been amazing. This place is going to make a huge transformation, and I can't wait to bring you guys along with it, because so far this is turning into the property of our dreams, and just everything we do adds more and more and more. And I'm loving this so much. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll see you at our next video. Bye.